What's up? This is Jordan Gray from Half Lit and DopelivenTV.
Hey, this your boy Don Ritchie representing the Midwest 219 Stand Up.
Hey, what's up, y'all? It's Lamar Tate.
This is your girl, Monifa.
Hey, what up? It's your man Dave Hollister from Blackstreet.
You know what this is right here. This Trigger Trench in the building.
Hey, what's up, y'all? This is your boy Jason Weaver. And whenever I'm back home in the Chi, I'm checking out Dope Living TV.
Hey, it's your girl, Adina Howard, and you're watching Dope Living TV, live with Greg Gray and the crew.
Sorry about that. What's up? It's your boy Greg Gray, Dope Living TV Live. Hey, the views that are expressed on this Dope Living TV Live are not necessarily the views of Dope Living TV or its affiliates. Having said that, welcome to the show. This is Spoken Word Day, and we're going to have a good time, whether they come on or not, all right? Brenda Lampkin, what's going on? Hope everything's well with you. Hope all is well with the family. We're still praying for you on the loss of your sister. Keep the faith. You can be fine. You'll be fine. All right. Thank you for the encouragement. This is Black History Month, so let's continue to celebrate those that are making Black history. We got a bunch of them on our panel, as well as you yourselves. All right. If you got a dream, live that dream. Don't let anybody tell you can't do it. Create history 24/7, 365. Just like my friend here. Everybody say what's up to Mr. Kevin McLemore.
Hey. Good evening. Good happy Black History Year, life, day, moment, second.
Life.
Good day to be Black.
It is a good day to be Black. Every day is a good day to be Black.
Right? Yes, ma'am.
Again, we celebrate everybody, man. Celebrate you, brother, as well, okay? This is an award-winning, best-selling author. Several books, The Indispensable Game of X's and O's. And he has a new book, and I just named the ones. He's got like 9-10 books already under his belt. But he has one called Dating with a Full Deck. We're going to have to dig into this one a little bit differently because, number one, part of the Dopeling family. But number two, yesterday threw out a lot of gems pertaining to some of the questions that we had. And so, in my estimation, dating with a full deck, you got 52
cards. There's a total of 54. There's 2 jokers. The jokers are designed for you to either pass on a question you don't want to talk about or have someone elaborate on the question that they didn't talk about.
And see, that's the thing, as we take away those layers of the onion, we're gonna know a lot about dating with a full deck without giving the book away, because you got to go and buy the book. It's on Amazon. But
I have to tell you a funny story about the book today.
Let's do it. It's you and me.
My cousin called me today and she goes, "Something's wrong with your book." And I said, "What's wrong?" She goes, "Well, I bought your book." And she goes, "I was getting to the one chapter when you were walking through the grocery store and you're about to say something, you're pushing the cart when the girl come by." And she goes, "The next page, it says, you have come to the end of the free sample."
That's right.
And I said, "You got to buy the book now."
You got to buy the book. That's why we can't give everything away. And I know we had somebody on the other day when you were on too, and she was peeling back every single page. And that's why I was trying to interject, because I'm like, let them have something that they to anticipate. You don't give it all to them right now. And I think it was I don't know who it was, but regardless, hey man, never let nobody sit in your driver's seat and drive your car. You know what I'm saying?
I'm going to tell you, since this book's come out, my phone has not stopped ringing. I've got, I had 2 book agents calling me saying, we'd like to do this, for you and whatever. Your cover's beautiful. And who designed that? I mean, I did all the work. And the nice thing about that is like, I'm a firm believer that God guides your hand. Because originally I had 24 people that were supposed to be on that cover. And I had people from all races and everything else. And that's why I said, remember I told you, your friends will show up. Most of us have 5, some of us have 10, and everyone else is acquaintance. When you need your friends, because we have 1 hour to do this shoot, 24 people called the night before, that Thursday, they were going to be there. The people that are on the cover showed up. Because originally it was supposed to be a whole collage of people, and I was going to be the thorn between roses. And God created that picture, and it's stellar.
See, I was going to ask you too. Is that you in the middle?
That's me in the middle.
Okay. All right. Yeah, man. And, I got a contrasting thing about friends. They're around, and when you booming, they're around.
Yeah.
When you need them, sometimes. I'm not speaking on everybody's friend. I'm not speaking on all of mine. But when everything starts dwindling down, they leave.
Yeah.
And that shows their true colors.
Yeah.
Yeah, now everybody say hello to my sister, Miss Gina Gatson.
Gina Gas.
Hey.
There you go, talking without your lips moving. And everybody say what's up to Mo.
What's going on?
Hey.
You froze right now, Gina, but that's okay. We got your voice. We good.
What's going on?
Did you get the J5?
It's cold, so I'm frozen.
She went around there the whole question.
She quick.
Hey, when it's cold, it's the perfect time not to sit alone. Okay? Everyone's body heat is 97.7.
Look. Don't tell her that. She'll be down and up. Robbie, come on, baby.
Come on, baby. How you doing?
Soon as I get home
From work.
All right.
Let's go.
Here y'all go.
Let's go. Don't put it out there. We won't take it.
Jump on my phone though.
Yeah, jump on your phone real quick.
All right.
She needs the J5 like I told her to.
No, what I'm going. She did. She did get the J5.
She hooked it up to her computer,
and it still isn't working. So I'm just gonna. I'm gonna hire a crew to just move her complete house and go sit right next to a dish. Okay. We're gonna sit right next to a dish. Oh, did I take her off? I forgot you know how to get yourself on. What's up, Gina? You good now?
Yeah.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, there she is. Hi, Gina.
Hey, everybody. I'm back.
All right.
Yeah.
I was clowning.
All right.
Well, it's about time, man. We are going to be doing some spoken word today. I don't know if anybody's going to come on, but I got some of their work. So, and I want to let them know, look, y'all missing out on this hundo. I said one day I'm gonna try, not one day, but one show I'm gonna give away some money. And
I'm doing my spoken word.
Oh, you'll
got
never
cash app.
It'll never happen. Shout out to my Bella Bonita. Hey, Bella Bonita.
Hey, Bella.
She gonna roll with me. When I get out of here, she gonna roll with me. Most definitely. That woman there celebrating every time we do. And look, you guys feel free to celebrate your people that are doing anything, okay? Bella Bonita has a couple of clubs in Chicago. She has a bar in Chicago. And she does something else on online too. Bella, if you get an opportunity, put it up there. But we want to celebrate you as well for living your dreams and not letting anybody tell you can't do it, okay? And just keeping faith 24/7, 365. All right.
365.
Yes, sir. She says, when I need some money, when you need some money, come on here to Dope Living TV Live and do that spoken word. She said, Buenos tardes, familia.
All right.
So I got a video from Nick Nova. He don't know I got it, but I got it. I got a video from Poetry Soul Child.
Ooh.
He don't know I got it, but I got it. Gotta work it out. Bella Bonita, this is what she has. She has a bar. She has a bakery, an etiquette business, and she has land with. Oh yeah, I forgot about the property. She has land with rental property. So she's doing her thing, man. She's
Where's
doing
she located at?
Illinois.
I'm looking to buy some land.
Illinois.
Okay, that's too cold for me.
Yeah.
I mean, but you know what? That's opportunities.
See, I'm looking to buy about 10 acres of land. I need a running string because my whole thing is to build me a little tiny house, not too big because I got a big family. I just want to make sure that no one gets real comfortable.
Exactly.
But I want so much property that I want to go out, and I don't fish, but I'm going to fish so I can sit on the dock and fish in my underwear. I want that type of freedom.
Just lost
Sitting on the dock of the bay.
it all sounded good till the draws came out, man.
Hey, let me tell you this.
You're walking in the grass and the
Oh,
tall grass just.
Over the summer, I rented a house on an island. No one there. Had to get a boat. I was there for 2 weeks. They had an outdoor shower, not an indoor shower. The first day, I walked out with my robe, my slipper. The second day, I had a towel on as I left the shower. The third day, I was walking that whole island the way God brought me into the world. I had never felt so liberated in my life. To have that much peace, that much quiet. I wrote my butt off that weekend. I didn't have cable. I barely got phone signal. I felt like a free man. And that's when I realized I need to simplify my life. I don't need all the stuff that I have. I want a very simple life where I can open up my laptop, write a couple of words, listen to the birds, and just live.
That's a good thought. Except for the part where you got to the draw.
Maurice had to lead the scene.
I'm sorry.
Maurice had to lead the scene of the
Hey,
crime.
look, no. I know what he's talking about.
Yeah, he knows. Maurice still wearing, the little Fruit of the Loom things, and
No.
Half the hey, they old though. Half the grapes missing.
Yeah.
Got a bite out of it, So the elastic is probably this big now.
It's a 15-year supply. What you talking about, man?
Come on now.
hey, I'm going to tell you, Fruit of the Looms what was the joint. You used to get an 8-pack for $4.
A 15-year supply.
Yep.
Mm-mm.
Gina just turned into the draws conversation.
Right? Hopefully those are long gone and you got the briefs.
Oh, you know.
Bella says she loves it. That's why you have to enjoy life. Enjoy life. Travel and make money.
Yep, and that's what I'm telling you. And you have to understand that making money is only good if your money's doing good for you.
That's right.
It has to work for you. Your money has to work for you.
Yeah.
And that's one thing. I'm so that's why, and we've said this a lot of times too. When Trump got into office, everything went crazy. All right,
Berserker.
Belly up.
I didn't know. It didn't bother me because when you get to a certain and this in no way being arrogant or anything like that. Okay, but you put yourself in a position where all of this outside stuff does not bother you. It doesn't affect you, your financials, your life, your family. It doesn't affect you. All right. And when you put yourself in that position, yeah, it's cool. You look at the news and you see all that stuff, but you say to yourself, you don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. Let them do what they're going to do. You don't want everybody to suffer, but it's not hurting you. It's not hurting me. So I just thank God that I've been able to be put in a position where a lot of stuff doesn't bother me. Everything I have is paid for. I don't get into well, I'm not gonna say I don't get into arguments. I had one today, but I don't let stuff bother me too much. With business, if you don't get this deal now, there's a million of them out there. There's a lot of them out there. I don't put myself in a position to, well, I wonder why you didn't take me and this and that. Yes, give me the feedback so that I can work on the next one. I'm good. Nikki Nicole, what's going on, girl? This is another entrepreneur. She's traveled the world.
Hi, Nikki.
Done a lot of stuff. I forgot what she does now, but she's been all over the place. And
I love entrepreneurs. I love entrepreneurs.
Kevin, man, I'm telling you, brother. Yes.
I love anyone that is chasing their dream.
Mm-hmm.
The one thing that I don't deal with is indecisive people.
Exactly.
People that procrastinate. I always said, procrastination is the first door that opens to mediocrity.
Oh,
wow.
And you know what? That's when I get angry a little bit when I'm dealing with somebody. And damn, they're saying all of this good stuff. It makes sense. Okay, great. You reeled me in. All right. One thing about me, Kevin, I don't like being sold. Carl Ramsey says God will always provide. Absolutely. I don't like being
But you
sold.
know what? I don't get angry. Why get angry? You know, just have to walk away from that situation. That's their loss.
I get angry, Gina, because that was 5 minutes of my time. I could have been doing something else. Okay,
Right.
doing something else, going another way.
See,
Mhm.
let me explain to you. Wild animals get angry.
Mhm.
They get mad. I'm going to explain it. I coached a young man in high school. High school. You know, when you see an athlete and you sit back and go, whoa, he's got the gift. This kid was so fast, his feet didn't even touch the ground. We went to a track meet and we watched the USA track 4x1 run here at the pin relays.
Mhm.
And the guy that was running the anchor ran a slower time than this kid in the high school that I had coached. And I'm
Whoa.
going, this is my first Olympic athlete. Got him a full ride to St. Joe's University on a track scholarship. He didn't make it 2 semesters or 2 quarters. He
But
found out that Coach Mack didn't make him go to class, and he found out little girls didn't care if he graduated.
wow. Huh.
Hmm.
And when I saw him
Hard
pumping
lesson.
gas at the airport when I was getting on a plane, and he tried to duck me, and he goes, Coach, I know what you're going to say. I'm going to say, you know something? God gave you a gift, and you're not using it. I
Right.
said, when you run faster than the guy that's making a living doing what he loves, and you just kind of like let it go,
Poo-pooed.
I said, God's going to take that gift away from you.
Mm.
Because at 18 years old, he's running a 21.5 200-meter dash in
18?
high school. Just
Wow.
think what happens when they train the man.
Mm-hmm. That's something. That's gonna be something. And you know, everybody, look. When I say angry, I don't mean I'm stomping around. My eyebrows are down and this and that. I'm saying I'm kicking myself more so. Okay, because I've been in business so long that I've
Get somebody pull you off your game.
yeah, I've learned what to look for, and for this moment, and it doesn't happen a lot. I'm telling you, but I've learned what to look for, and you know, it's more of a aha moment. Okay, Greg, you really fell for that. Okay, you listened to that. You took 5, 10, 15, 25, 30 minutes of that when you could have been doing something else. So it's not that I get angry. So let me take that word off the table, and I apologize for that. Bella says I never get angry, always a lady. Too blessed. I've learned to leave people where they are. Go back on Nikki.
There you go. Absolutely.
Nikki said most people don't move their feet, but she knows that everyone is not cut from the same cloth, so she doesn't get angry.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Carl says, "Don't get angry. Get away from people not moving like you." Absolutely. You know,
And that's the reason why when I talk to you about my book, Sprinkles, the True Spirit of Christmas, those dream stealers, sometimes you can be close to them. It could be your lover, it could be your husband, your wife, it could be your brother, sister, your best friend. Sometimes when you're moving in a certain kind of way, sometimes you just got to leave them behind. I always tell people, don't ever let someone ride on your cloud of your dream when they're dragging their own feet.
Mm.
there you go.
Yep.
Now that'll make me angry, but no, it won't make. I'm just saying, it's we all have the opportunity, we all have the will, we all have the power to make our dreams come true. We all have that. Where some people go wrong is that they listen to a lot of people who don't have their best interests at heart, and they're trying to, as Kevin just said, ride.
Dream stealers.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Ooh,
And it's, man, look, we changed this from spoken word to business now, 101.
they dangerous, them dream stealers.
Oh, they're real dangerous. I mean, you know, my sentence structure was wrong, but they're very dangerous because they will actually take over the dream that you had, and you're back there wondering, you know, well, what the hell happened?
Yeah.
And he out there thriving.
Yeah. Happened to me. I know.
Thriving.
Yeah.
Bella
Wasted.
says she loves tonight's session. Yeah, she loves it. I'm gonna tell you, Bella, and I know her well. She's extremely focused, And she's right. She doesn't get angry. She walks away. You know, if it's some BS in the air, you know, she's a lady, and she walks away. She travels
Right.
well. Nikki says she tunes them out. Tunnel vision is all she knows. Carl says dream stealers are also dream killers. Yeah, no motivation there whatsoever, man. Period.
Dream killers are only those who you arm them with a weapon.
But you know what? Why do we, as entrepreneurs, why do we want to help everybody? We want to try to help everybody, but everybody does not want to be helped. How do we?
Oh, without a doubt. Yes.
How do we filter that?
You need to rephrase that. Everyone does not deserve to be helped.
Okay.
Okay. Want to be helped is something you can save. But when you see someone that doesn't see the day for what it is for living, and all they have is an excuse of why they fall short, they don't deserve it. Because no matter how well they have it, they find some way to sabotage it. And if they can bring you down with them, they will hold your head under shallow water until you can't breathe anymore. They will take your kindness and they will tie it around your neck until your eyes pop out of your head. And then they will call you your friend and tell you how much they love you and they were doing the best thing for you.
That's crazy, man. Nikki says she's never had a dream stolen. Whatever she has wanted to do in life, she's done it. No questions asked. She says treat them like a charity case. Those dream killers, treat them like a charity case. Carl says baseball rules, strikes, fouls, and balls equal out. I like that analogy, bruh. Carl, he's I think he does. Carl does a lot with property, I think, and he also makes everybody feel good on Fridays with that mix he does.
Yeah,
bruh, keep it going.
In the mix.
So Gina, you were out yesterday. You okay?
I'm okay. Yeah, it was a trying day. The internet out here, the snow, the electricity, it was just a mess. I'm like, what did I get myself into?
A good
You know
house.
what you need to do? Call Generac.
Who is Generac?
Generac is it's a self-sufficient electric. You don't have to worry about if the power goes out, when it goes out, where it goes out.
It's a generator.
It's a
generator. Oh, generator. Okay, yeah.
It's called Generac.
And after you call Generac, Gina, I think you better call Tyrone. Hey, Nikki says those who you help, just treat them like a charity case. You're not expecting anything in return.
Bingo.
Carl's an architect. This business is Ramsey's Design Group. All right. Most definitely. So yeah, I guess this is what we're gonna do today, y'all. We're gonna talk about business, but we're also gonna throw some of these spoken word artists in here. And if there are any spoken word artists that are out there, I didn't have time to do the normal thing that I do is networking with them. I didn't have time today. I'm literally tired as hell right now, but you know, show must go on. But I got I want to play the first spoken word. Marcella, you know, and she's having some personal issues today, so we pray that everything goes well with you, Marcella.
Yes.
Trying to get
to that.
Oh, Bella Bonita claps for you, Nikki. She says you cool, you got it.
Hey, they're all speaking the truth.
They are. This first one is this guy. He's been on here so many times. All right, Nick. What is it? Nick the Nova.
Nick Jones the Nova.
Nick Jones the Nova. Right, Kevin. This is your first spoken word day, so check this out. Let me know what you think about it. We'll be right back here at DopelivenTV Live.
And winter must be tripping again. Why else would it be so cold? I'm surprised there's not always ice on the roads. However, this art I produce is proof of the flame that I use to remove to ignite my soul. Although it gets freezer frigid, I wonder what this poetic, athletic, nerd soul appear to be as rigid. Would it be heavy or would it feel light to me? Would it shine as bright as me or would it be as dark as me or as sharp as me? Could it be torn from me? Was it born with it? Cause it make my mama bleed? Did the doctor see? I'm sure he was like, push Loretta, he's coming in hot. If my life was a comic book, it probably contained some strange prophecy plot. Nah, probably not. You see, my power level was practically non-existent before I changed my position. My positions on world views, politicians, religion, shit, even girls too. But now I'm powerful enough to hurl you. I was waiting on my heart, my hands, and my feet to catch up to my brain, which had already learned you. But now I'm waiting on y'all hand and foot because I'm ready to serve you. Because you see, even a waiter gets tips for good service. But shit, I'm giving y'all tips and tricks. So yeah, I get nervous, think I'll never get paid for this. It makes me furious because it's curious how curious my brain is. You have no clue what insane pain is. They say it's better to lose love than to never have loved at all. But answer this, what happens when you're in love with it all and your true calling never call? You see, me, I can become fluent in any task of my choosing. I enjoy everything about this life except being cold and losing, which are two things I can never avoid. I've lost the people I love, which in turn leaves my soul as cold as the void, which makes me annoyed, cause I can see it coming like I'm fucking clairvoyant. The sadness trying to convince me to pipe down, embrace the sorrow and drown. Looking for me, I was too buoyant, floating in the sea of life. Spin my poems in a lyrical manner, trying to get people to see the light. But instead of opening their eyes, they close them tight, which means they can't read what I write. Which makes me believe whoever created us gave us ears so you can hear when I recite. Cool, I'm in a groove, this could take all night. No.
Man.
No.
Word.
That's all right.
Man.
That's all right.
You know, he's so smooth.
right.
That just roll off his tongue. I mean,
Yeah,
it just
all right.
was
No.
just there.
No.
Yes, young brother's hungry for something.
Speak on it, Kevin. Speak on it.
Yeah, no, when you know, that's the one thing is you start to grow. You start to count the numbers in front of you instead of looking back at the numbers behind you as you start to learn. And I remember growing up and listening to old folks on the porch tell you about life and what to experience and how to prepare for it. But when you hear a young soul speak the lyrics of an old soul,
Mm-hmm.
and then there's a message to be heard,
Yeah.
and he grabs your attention.
Cohesive.
No matter how much he talked about how cold he is and whatever, he brings to your attention the reality of what he's existing and what he's talking about today and talking about your position and where you need to be. You know, only someone with blind eyes and ears closed doesn't get the message, and that no one ever knows. So, you know, that young brother put it down. And so
He did, and he always does. You know, it's
Always.
Gina tries.
I'm good at what I do.
You're good at what you do, but spoken word ain't what you do. You know? You're good at what you do, though. I give you that. Spoken word lead out to professionals. You know, Bella Benita says that was nice. Nick Jones, the Nova. That was nice.
Jones the Nova.
I had to pull that one off because Nick might not make it on today. But
yeah, he's right there down there on the Mississippi.
Absolutely.
I know exactly where he's at.
Absolutely. But let's get back to some business, you guys. Okay. How hard was it to start the businesses that you guys do? How hard was it to get it going?
Actually, I was drug into a business.
You did drugs?
Drug into a business.
They drugged them and made them do it.
This is what happened. I normally get taken out to lunch. It's usually what happened. This gentleman from Alabama came up to Indiana and was working with us in Indianapolis. So we actually came to Tennessee. I was going back and forth to Tennessee.
Mm-hmm.
From Indianapolis, Tennessee. He was already down here. He got transferred down here to opening up the Tennessee market. And I was going down there helping him, you know. And people in Indiana sold the company. But before they did that, I had made a deal to move and, you know, help him down here because there was nobody down here. There was no technicians or no people down here to help him get this one started. And then they sold that company, and they gave me the option to come back to Indiana. I said, no, I done bought a house and everything. Unless y'all gonna pay for my house, I'm not coming back. So basically, we were down here in Tennessee, me and him, from that company up there, and he called me up one day. He had a couple of bucks. He said, "Hey man, you want to start a business?" I said, "Hey, we're unemployed right now. What's the option?" And that went from 5 ATMs to 1,000. So, and the Bitcoin business.
Okay.
So that was a great move on your part.
Well, yeah, it was. Somebody said it was actually a hard move. I could have did better, but the company that I came from had already planted that seed. The reason why they sold, because they were sitting at 1,200, and I started that. I didn't get approached to start a business, but they had some dude that was running around there was doing half the job, and he wasn't applying himself. And I went and applied and said, "Look, this could be a whole lot better," and did 120%. Made it better for them.
I'm gonna tell you, man. I don't talk about it that often, but I didn't want to be in front of the camera in the capacity that I started with. I was a singer, and I had a song that it's called "Everybody's Girl" a long time ago. You won't find it, all right? But it was locally being played, and it was doing well. So I figured I could take it farther. Make a long story short, Ronald Isley and Angela Winbush had a record label back in the day. I forgot the name of it, but they had a record label back in the day. We sent our product there. Shout out to James White III, J-Dub they call him. But was my producer. Anyway, we sent it out there and we didn't get too much of a response. Okay, and it kind of chilled me. You know what I mean? It just kind of said, "Well, hey, I know it's good. Radio's playing it. What's wrong?" And there was some other stuff in between that, but I won't even bring that up. So then I said, okay, you know what? Let me do something, starting it from the ground floor at home here in Indiana. So I took an idea to do a spinoff, not a spinoff, but a knockoff of Soul Train. And so I started a dance show called Studio. It was a long name too. Studio 925 on the Move, something like that. Had a bunch of local people, dancers, and the show became a hit locally. And then I said, okay, well, let me call the record labels and see if I can put some videos in between the dances. So videos, and I'm trying to shorten this whole story so everybody else can talk.
Yeah, because you made a short story long.
No, he's writing a book. I'm taking notes.
Anyway, I'm here. Next.
No, go ahead and finish your story.
No, long story short, the program director at that station was cable station. It was at 925 Kentucky Street in Gary, Indiana. He saw what was going on, and so he said, "You know what? Your show is over. Everybody got to get out of here." I said, "Well, I got 100, 200 something videos that are in your place. Can I just leave them here for the moment?" He said, "Okay, cool." Because him and I were cool, I thought. All right, so 2 weeks later, I'm sitting at home, and I get a call from a guy. I'll never forget this. Mark Keene is his name. He worked with. He was a executive at Motown Records. He called and said, "Hey, you may speak to Greg." I said, "Yeah, this is me. You the owner of 925 Music Studio 925, whatever." All right, and this taught me a lesson too, because I don't know why I did this, but I had everything copywritten and trademarked in my name. I don't know why I did it. Somebody said do it. I said, okay, cool. He said, "Are you having our videos played on that channel and whatever?" I said, "Well, at this time, I'm not on that channel. I'm looking for another channel." And he said, okay, fine, no problem. So you're not airing anything? I said, no. He said, okay, I'm gonna call you back. 5 minutes later, I get a call from the program director. I didn't know he was playing the videos that I had left there. He had made his own little show. So he said, "Greg, you got to help me." I said, "What?" Guy from Motown called and said, "If we don't stop playing these videos, we don't have the right to play these videos, and they're going to do a cease and desist, and they're going to immediately cut off everybody's cable. Everything's going to be done. So he said, you got to tell them that you told me I could play these. I said, I can't do that, brother. I'm not a liar. I don't lie. So,
not to mention you'll be in trouble.
So what happened was this: he stopped, he cut it, he got the show off. My partner and I we were looking for a station, went to Harvey, Illinois. They opened their arms to us, literally gave us a broken down TV station. We had to fix some things, and we started producing our show from there. Went to WJYS in Chicago. Thank you guys for allowing us to do that. It was a gospel station, but they let us play our music video show on their station. The lines were flooded. We started, I think our ADI was, not our ADI, but our demographics, we were reaching 1.5 million viewers every day. They wanted us to do a show every day. I did one on Monday, Tuesday, 2 on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. All right. It was a lot of work, but we never repeated a show, period. And all in the 12 years that we did the show, we repeated the show. We always had fresh show, fresh content. Then it went to took it to NBC. NBC wanted it, and rest is history out there in Michigan, which is what we did. So that's how I started doing everything that I started doing. And once you're into something, you always look for different ways to branch it out. And I wanted to get from, after a certain amount of time, I wanted to get from in front of the camera, behind the camera. And so that's why I started picking up cameras and buying cameras and doing this and that, and learned how to do film. And it's been a blessing, man. It's just been a blessing. And I want to help others. What's up, 40? This lady right here, 40 SGM. That's my little brother.
Hey, 40.
She learned how to do. I did a presentation at a school trying to show them how to make a film, make a movie on their cell phones. And she picked it up. She was telling me what to do, basically, after everything was said and done. So thank you, Maurice T-Neck. But yeah, that's my story, man. That's me. Who's next? We got two more.
That's your story, and you're sticking to it.
Hey,
go ahead, Gina.
Want to debate me? Let's go.
Well, you guys probably don't know, because I don't talk about what I do. I let it speak for itself. But I started a business probably 30 years ago. My first business was called Needs, Necessary Everyday Delivery Service. And what it was a delivery service that brought essentials to your home. You know, those times when you're reaching for something or you need something that's not there, like paper towels, tissue paper, dishwashing liquid, those little things like that. Yeah. So it was a package filled with those essentials, and I would deliver them to people's homes. This was back in the early 20s. What do we call it now? Amazon, Walmart,
Winterdash.
I was doing this before it was even thought about.
Right.
But I did not have the support. I was not with someone who supported what I was doing. And so I ended up closing my business. I had a lot of customers that were in the senior citizen building, senior citizen high rise, that were consistent customers. But when you don't have somebody that's supportive, it's very difficult. And so it was difficult for me, even though my business was taking off and it was doing really well. It was a strain just trying to keep it going and not having that support there. So I ended up closing that business. And I would tell people all the time, that was around the era when there was a lot of people saying, I can't find a job. I can't find work. Yeah. And I'm like, you can make a job. You can create work. You can start your own cleaning service. Right. Just think of something that's going to be a benefit to people or service that people want and need, and it will prosper. And that's what I did with Needs. So then after that, I moved into the daycare business. I had my own daycare for 8 years. And it was The reason that I started that was because I wanted to be home with my children. I was going through a divorce, and now I'm a single mother raising 3 kids. I was working 3 jobs. I would get home just in time enough for my kids to get home from school, make them dinner, have them do their homework, and then I was off to the next job. And then the 3rd job. And so it was what I had to do. It was difficult, but it was what I had to do. And I asked the Lord, I prayed, I got on my knees and I prayed and I asked for something to help me be able to stay home with my children so that I could keep them on the right path. Working so many hours, not being there. My youngest was in daycare, going from daycare to a babysitter. My oldest was an honor student until I was working 3 jobs, and then her grades started slipping. My middle son was now becoming a teenager and running with the wrong crowd. And so I prayed to the Lord, please help me to be home with my children. And that's what I got blessed with, was a daycare, and it was very prosperous. I had it for 8 years. It was not easy. I mean, I had to get out there and I had to pound the pavement. I had to get my name out there. I had to let people know about me. But when my reputation got out there, I had a waiting list that was very long, and people were coming to me saying, hey, I want my children in this daycare.
There you go.
I closed my daycare because my children were off to college now, off to the military, and it served its purpose. So I went into the education field after that. Then guess what came next? Writing books. That was not something that I had on my agenda. That was not something that I had on my table. But having my daycare, it moved me in that direction because there were children that were in need. There were children who couldn't read in my daycare.
Wow.
And because they couldn't read, they were being pushed through the system. And I looked at these children and I said, if they don't get any help, they're going to be adults who either drop out of school because it's going to get even more difficult.
Illiterate.
Or they're going to be adults who are illiterate. And so I always took on the role that when they come through my door, I had to make a positive impact, and that's what I did. So that led me to Alpha's Adventure. I thought about this, these books and how they can get out there and help children in a mass. And it didn't start off as Alpha's Adventure. It actually was going to be Madeline, a little girl with a cape on, saving the universe, saving our vocabulary. But then it came into full circle and it became Alpha's Adventure. And that was years after I closed my daycare, years after I had the thought in my head and, not moving my feet. Somebody in the audience said, you don't move your feet. I wasn't moving my feet in that direction. Mm-hmm. And then I got those pushes. I got the push, God saying, do this, do that, do this. And I followed that. I followed his direction. And lo and behold, here comes Alpha's Adventure. And that led into a whole lot of other things that I'm doing right now. Distinguished Authors Guild, March Book Madness, September Book Madness, characters for the books, helping authors get on different platforms, using DopelivenTV as a platform. It just moved into that direction. And there's more to come. There's definitely more to come.
Absolutely. That's great. Like I said, I've been knowing you for a while, and I know you're driven. So anything you do is gonna go well.
Well, one of the things I want to say to the viewers and the listeners, don't think it's gonna be easy, and don't stop because it's not easy. It took me a whole year to get my daycare license. The state of Indiana put so many barriers there, and everything that they told me to do, once I completed it, they said, okay, that's great. Now you got to do this for a whole year. And I was ready to give up. And that last push, that last try is when I finally got my license. But if I had given up, if it wasn't a passion, if it wasn't something that I felt strongly about, I'd have threw in the towel and I never would have done it. Mm-hmm. So keep pushing, no matter what obstacles are there, fight and find a way to get around them.
if you got that spirit, you can't give up. I mean, regardless,
Uh,
things are going to happen.
Gina
where
don't
it's
have
gonna-
no quit in her though. I mean, you can tell that right away. She don't have no quit in her.
but things will happen, man. And the thing is, once it happens, how are you going to react to that? How are you going to move on? Kevin, what's your story, bro?
Mine started way back. I was a little kid. I had my first job at the corner store, ice cream store. Um, when I wasn't even legally able to work. Um, Went to Dave's Upholstery when I was in the sixth grade and started to learn how to tear material off of furniture and all the way down to the wood and the spring and learn how to upholster furniture when I was in the sixth grade. So I watched other people do things. And in my neighborhood, in Dayton, Ohio, I lived at 710 Shoot. Um, I did yard work for my grandparents, cut the grass, remove the snow. Then I realized there was 5 houses on the opposite side of the street and 4 houses on the side of the street I lived on. So I went and knocked on each one of the door. 4 out of 5 houses let me cut their lawn. Came on my side of the street, and 4 of 4 I cut their lawn. Then all of a sudden, spring came, I removed the leaves, and then winter came, I shoveled the snow. And all of a sudden, my buddies came over. It's like, you're making $25 a pop. Mac, can we help out? And I said, something. I said,
Riding on your coattail.
I'm the boss.
I said, this is what we're gonna do. I was making $25. I'll give you guys $5 for each house you do. And then when I realized that one day I was standing out and I had all my buddies cutting grass, removing snow, and snow removal, I went down the street. I realized I was the boss.
Mac Inc.
Yep, and it grew from there. And I had a lot of people that were in my life that started business. So fast forward to today, I like playing chess. So I like to see everything on different levels and different angles. And when I got into my business, I realized that one out of 1.7 million people, the impression that Black people were making in the podcast business, they weren't making an impression at all. So I said, there's an opening, at least for one Black brother, that'd be me. So when I started my podcast, I went after, being something special. So when everyone says, you got to find your audience or whatever, and I said, how do I get the most paint on a piece of canvas? And I said, do what Andy Warhol did. Take the paintbrush and just do this. All right. So I said, I had 2 categories. You're either an expert and a podcaster, and you had to have some letters behind your name, or you're an entertainer. And I said, well, I like to sing. I'm an athlete. I like to laugh. I'm not considering myself an expert or anything, but I'm damn good at what I do. And I said, I can always bring on experts. So I titled my show Talking Wit, WIT, Kevin. That was it started out. And I went wit for the simple fact that I made a mistake and told what my name of my show was going to be. And an hour later, someone took in Clubhouse, and someone took the domain name. Yep. So I said, something, I'm outsmart you.
Yeah, you gotta be careful.
I'm outsmart you. So I dropped the H instead of whip, wit, because I said one thing, I'm smart as a whip. And so I said, I'm going to have a broad brushstroke. So I said I wanted to reach people that had a story to tell that would never get their story told. And I said, there's more people doing great things in our community that look like us that never would have their story told. And I said, if I can continue to tell those stories, I can go all over the world and tell those stories. And then I decided, I said, something, my responsibility is to teach my kids how not to be shackled to someone else's dream. I said, I tell people all the time, you can always be doctored, but don't be shackled. And if you're comfortable living someone else's dream, because that's what everyone does when you show up.
I apologize. I don't know where that came from.
That's okay. I was born to live the crap out of you. I'm okay.
No. Let's go.
No, but anyway, and so when I started doing public speaking, someone actually paid me to speak, and it was a radio station. And I started telling people, 10% of the people that do what they do and they do well, no matter how much you motivate them or whatever, they're always going to show up to work and do it. I'm part of that 10%. But I said, how do you motivate that next level to increase and duplicate with those people that show up to work, that work overtime, that put in the energy, that study their craft and whatever. And I said, if I can reach those people and teach those, and that's the reason why I say reach one, teach one, I started to do that. But the big thing was sometimes I have a tendency to overthink. And my youngest son, when I brought him aboard, because I wanted to teach him how to be an entrepreneur, I kept trying to look for all the mistakes everyone made. And then one day my son says, Dad, when are you going to get started? I said, I just want to find out a couple other things. He said, Dad. And I'm going, oh, he's doing what my coaches do. They repeat things 3 different ways like you didn't hear it the first time. And so he says, Dad, how do you learn to swim? Well, this time, I'm thinking, I said, you hire a coach. He says, no, you get in the water.
Wow.
And I started my business right then and there. Okay. I didn't complain about, telling my story, the sad story that, I had lost, 7 figures to someone hustled me out of my life savings. I didn't tell anyone that, I had to live in my car for a while, including my kids. Didn't tell anyone that, I contemplated not being on this earth because I was so embarrassed to tell my kids I had lost everything that I owned. But the one thing I didn't do, I didn't give up on me. And the one thing that I always remembered, I said, no one's going to outwork me. No one's going to outthink me. No one's going to out-motivate me. And I'm not going to depend on anyone else to bring my dream closer to me than myself. And I said, anyone who wants to be part of this dream has got to show up to work every single day, wanting for this dream to come true. Because I show up every single day when I start with my company, making sure this dream comes true so I have something to share with people. So.
But you know what I hear the common thread? We all jumped out there. And I had the mindset that when I started my daycare and the other businesses, all the businesses I started, I had the mindset that I'm going to try it. If I fail, then I should learn something from it. If I don't try it, I'll spend the rest of my life wondering, man, if I had done that, I wonder if it would have been successful. Yeah. So I'm not, you got to show me type of person. I have to see for myself. If I'm going to fail, I have to see for myself that I'm going to fail.
And
so
believe it or
that's
not,
why I have it.
Believe it or not, the one part of the story, and I was going to say this when Gina started to talk, my father had said at a party, he goes, out of all my kids, and there were 8 of us at that time, it was total of 13 before it was all over. He said, if I take all my kids and tell them to run to the edge of the cliff, he said, all my kids would take out full speed. He says, just before they got to the edge of the cliff, they would stop to look down to see how far it was going to fall. He said, but one kid, he said, Kevin would always jump.
Say, K-Mac, he's going to jump.
He would always jump because he says, no matter what, he said, that kid knows he's going to land on his feet. And when my father told me that, I became invincible. You cannot knock me down. You cannot knock me out. Okay? Yeah. I'm a warrior. And that's why I look at my business. And as long as, and I believe as long as you start a business with a purpose to serve someone else, God will grant you your gift.
Absolutely. It's not always about the money.
Yeah.
No.
You can't go into it thinking about the money, okay? I mean,
you chase money. Money will never let you catch them. Money has no loyalty to anyone. You think about the history of money and what it's done. Money has never done anything good for anyone unless someone's doing good for someone.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's just amazing that, and there's a lot of stories out there too. And we encourage you guys. This is Black History Month. We will listen. We want to celebrate you guys. Let me play another spoken word real quick. This one is Black History Month spoken word poetry. I haven't heard this. It's something that Marcella sent us, so let's check it out. We'll be back. Dope Living TV live.
I heard footsteps from heaven today that broke the silence. The sound somehow gave me peace, and vibrations high like a unified church choir. or an Afrobeat bass line. I heard footsteps steady and on pace, breaking wind like balled up fists every step of the way. I heard Ahmad running in heaven today, and I somehow felt at peace, knowing there would be no police or systemic hurdles to obscure his way. Go ahead. Go ahead and run. Go ahead and run, Ahmad. Run, Ahmad. At the 2-mile line, I heard Ahmad racing with God. He sounded light on his feet without having to carry the weight of white supremacy. I heard he and God laughing and panting in the thunder. Their feet shook the clouds and Mother Nature cried out loud for better days. Ahmad, I heard your footsteps in heaven today. I imagined you were walking with Trayvon. He introduced you to Mike Brown. How sweet the sound of this black boy joy. How I wish you could have had more here in this first life. I heard heavy-footed grandmamas marching in heaven in the late night, singing hymns about mercy and how the weak shall inherit, wearing cloud-shaped white wings with George Floyd pictured on their t-shirts. They stood with his mama calling him home till he answered heaven's footsteps, unified like a church choir stomp. Yesterday he was a victim, today he's with God. Heaven is full of black potential untapped, diamond before the bloom, treasure still in rough, gone home before dinner but welcomed home in love. Grand gestured parade down gallant gold roads, angels line the cloud welcoming George Floyd home, welcoming Breonna Taylor home, welcoming Tamir Rice, welcoming Eric Garner home. Melanin grows on trees at these longitude degrees. Welcome to heaven, Breonna Taylor, where you could sleep in peace and be black unapologetically, without cringe, without fear, no judgment attached. One love, one hallelujah, one prayer, one freedom song, one equality for all. If not here on earth, heaven's angels rejoice when black lives make it home. If not here on earth, heaven's angels rejoice when black lives make it home.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That right there.
Yes.
Oh man.
Now that one.
That was so deep.
That was live right there.
Yeah, that part right there.
Man. And you know what? We don't generally have or see spoken word artists with music behind it.
Mm-mm.
That just really topped it off.
Right,
and we should play that every day.
we got to get her here. You know, I always said in my life, when I'm happy, I hear the music. And when I'm sad and I'm heartbroken, I hear the lyrics.
Ah.
That's so true.
Mm.
Yeah.
I'll be playing that again after the show.
We got to make that happen. We got to make it happen. You know, and that's what I try to do. That's what I try to, you know, I wish Marcella had came on here, because you know how when you guys send me texts or messages, you know, I can't hold water. So I share it with our audience. And Marcella, I guess she was feeling some kind of way. She probably watching right now where she's at. So as I put the post out, I put everybody's name on there and this and that. She sends me a text simply saying, "Oh, did you fire me from Dope Living because my name wasn't on there?" I'm like, man.
Tell her don't sweat anything. My name wasn't on the opening credits either. I'm not crying.
Well, I got you coming. Yours is coming, but
That's okay.
I no, it's not okay. It honestly isn't. But I didn't answer her.
Yeah. Let me take something from this. When you listen to the words of what we just heard, there is a memorial in Lake Placid, New York, called the John Brown Memorial. They have a tombstone and a story of every single person that has ever had their life taken wrongfully in our history. And you walk through. And when you look at the fact that John Brown attacked Harper's Ferry in order to fight for our civil rights, and when him and his son and his cousin or uncle, I believe, were brought to trial and they were eventually hung, they hung them for treason for attacking Harper's Ferry, which was a government piece of property. But on January 6th, a mob attacked our Capitol building, and they called them patriots.
Isn't that crazy?
I didn't expect that. But you were absolutely right. They called them patriots.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That spoken word ties into one of our guests that's coming on tomorrow. This book that's coming out in June, I'm so excited. I'm going to get a copy for every one of my grandchildren. It takes all of that. Ahmaud Berry, Breonna Taylor, and this is a children's book that ties all of that in our era into this book. And my goodness, I've seen this book from beginning almost to end, because end will be when I can actually purchase it. But I saw it from the very beginning stages, and how the author, Valerie Davis, how she put so much into it, even finance-wise. I mean, she was just determined to have it a certain way so that it would reflect what we're going through. And when she comes on tomorrow, it's gonna take you right back to this spoken word that we just listened to.
Yeah, it's always good to have Valerie come on here. She's exciting. She's really exciting.
Yeah.
But you know what? Hold up. Wait a minute.
Who you got?
Gotta put some.
Wait a minute.
There's nothing under my sleeves.
Gotta put some life coaching in it, okay?
Jay Real.
But he'll be back. Let's listen to Mr. Jeff Relaford. Relax,
Right.
release. That's not what it means, but Jeff, what you got for us, bro?
Yo, what's up, y'all? Life Coach Jeff coming to you live. Man, I was sitting up here trying to figure out what I wanted to do today. And you know what? Actually, in me trying to figure out what I want to do today, it actually made me have the subject for today. Crazy, right? It's wild. So I want to tell y'all something, man. Do not overthink. Sometimes what you have to do is you just have to do it. Because overthinking can allow you sometimes to kind of miss the message. It can kind of allow you to miss the mark of what it is you're really trying to do to reach your goals and to reach the destination that you really want to get to in life. I'm telling you, sometimes, yeah, it's nice to have a nice planned, calculated move. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that. There's some aspects in life where you do have to have calculated moves. But a lot of times we will stop ourselves from moving forward and hold ourselves back due to simply overthinking. I'm telling y'all, man, I can't even be true and real with this, man. I can't be true and real with it. It's just the fact that this is so true and real that it's like, this is really what was going on with me today. Like, I'm sitting up here trying to figure out what type of content I want to bring y'all. But guess what? Don't overthink it, yo. Just do it. Be you, make it happen, and be true to yourself. I'm telling you, man, those are the best times when you'll have realizations, when you'll be able to really put out great content for people, when you'll actually really to have a clear cut and defined message, is when you are doing the gift that God told you to do. So, yo, stop overthinking. Just do it, man. Be like Nike. I don't care if you got to go buy some Nike shoes. Just go out and do it, man. It's like, because that's just how everything will line up for you in life, yo. Everything in life doesn't have to be complicated. Sometimes it's just that simple. It's just that simple, everybody. So that was real short and real brief. I just wanted to go ahead and bring that to y'all, man. So Life Coach Jeff coming to you live. Remember, redirect, regroup, refocus. I love y'all. Dope Living TV live. Peace out.
Dope Living.
Yo, 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 yo.
Redirect, regroup, refocus. That's Life Coach Jeff Rutherford. Thank you, Jeff.
That's the tagline.
Putting it on there for us, man.
That's the baby of the group. The baby dropping them words, boy.
Gina, where you from? South Side? What's up?
Yeah, she said,
South Side? You know I'm from the West Side.
The other West Side.
You are funny. We're doing a little spoken word here today, but we're talking about some other stuff too. And that's one thing, and I have to keep going back to Kevin, because he's and I'm not. This is probably the last time I'm gonna say he's new to us. He's not.
No, I'll be new for a while.
He's not new to.
You'll be new for 2 more days. That's it.
He's not new to this. He's just new with us. Okay.
Right.
It's a blessing to have him on here. Okay, but we decide on the topic, and we go way off topic. Okay, and I think it's a good thing that we do, because it makes it more fluid. Next week, we probably gonna have a lot of different people watching. Well, I'll leave it at that. We're doing what we do. We're so blessed and grateful that you sit down with us, Kevin. It's always good to change up things a little bit, and you bring a lot to the table, and you know your worth. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's one thing that really, really, really. I keep wanting to use the word angry, but I won't use the word angry. It just puzzles me that people diminish their worth, and that holds them back so much. And anybody can comment on that if they want, but I just don't like the fact that people diminish their worth. They don't let other people diminish them. They diminish their own worth by not speaking up. And at some point, and Gina said it as well, you start a business, and you got to nourish it. You got to talk about it. But at some point, your business has to walk on its own. You don't have to say too much of anything. Let your product speak for itself. And a lot of people just don't do that, and they diminish their worth, in my opinion. Okay, you can debate that.
I'm going to share something with you. When I first started putting a price tag on my public speaking, someone asked me how much it costs, and I said $5,000. And they didn't know I had already, in 1 month before COVID hit, I had already booked 4 other sessions at $5,000. And the person said that that was a little pricey. I wanted to negotiate. And I said, look, you had 2 choices. I said, you can either have me at $5,000 today, or next time when I come around, it's going to cost you double, because I'm going to be that much dynamic. That dynamic. One of the things that I always remembered, I listened to Dave Chappelle when he talked about the story of his father, when his father was a school teacher, and talked about him becoming a comedian. He says, you got to know your price. Okay? Know your worth. And every single time I have a conversation and I'm talking about the content, and they start to get a little bit more, and they're trying to get access to the content, I always remind them, I say, some people pay me a lot of money for the conversation we have free. So you have 2 choices. To either let's set up a time that we can have a better relationship with my bank account, all right, or come to my next show. Okay.
We don't mind paying for quality.
No.
I know I don't. I don't mind paying for quality service, quality food, quality clothing, quality vehicles. We don't mind paying for quality. And so, like Rick said, if your service or your business or your product speaks for itself, and the quality is there, ask for your work.
Yeah.
Don't diminish your work because people will pay for it.
Yep.
Yeah. Yep. And I'm the same way. I got a good friend that worked in Major League Baseball, Bruce Fields, as a batting coach. Always, me and my boys, I got tickets for you. I said, Bruce, we're going to pay for our tickets. All right. I'm a friend. That's how you make your living.
Yep.
And we always bought tickets, even though he always gave us, seats behind the home plate where the team and the family live. I said, I bought tickets. And I always say that, if you are a real friend, you're standing by and pay to support your friend.
Absolutely. Well, that doesn't happen often.
No,
and
but
I agree with you on that, Kevin, because even with the authors brunch, Deb always invites me as a guest. I don't have to pay for anything. She gives me a table to set up my books, and I always donate a ticket to a new upcoming author so that they can come out and get some knowledge.
Yeah,
it's just you gotta pay it forward.
Yeah.
You have to.
That's the same thing I did when you announced that I think it was 30 or something odd people that were nominated for the distinguished author. I said, something, I got a platform. Bring them all on. Because everyone needs to have an opportunity, win or lose, to have their story told and get their roses.
Absolutely.
It costs me to pay for my production team in order to edit and produce that film. It costs me, But the one thing is, Gina and my relationship from day one, she sold me that she was a real deal. She was a genuine thing. And I said I wanted to make sure that my platform was able to build her platform and make it that much stronger.
Yep.
I'm going to do it. And I'm going to tell you, I had no idea how I was going to get all these people in here and to create a conversation and keep it flowing and whatever. And if it hadn't been for Gina holding my hand, I'm going to tell you, I'd have slip sliding away all day long. Especially, we had one person, I won't mention the name, we can shut up.
I know what you're talking about.
But,
okay.
It's all, I sincerely believe that everyone on this panel will be rewarded for the kindness that they put out into the world.
Yes.
When you guys called me in here, I didn't say anything. I felt home. I felt like family. I felt like each one of you guys have my back because I know I'll have your back.
Absolutely.
Ride and die.
And that's what we feel as well, man. Like when we spoke, like I said, Gina told me, but then I told her, I said, Gina, yeah, give him a call. But I said, you know what? Let me call. Let me talk to him, because I wanted to just make sure that you were comfortable with me as the guy who, mediates everything. I want to make sure
I don't have an ego. People think I do. I'm a team player. I was a defensive back. I played center, played nose guard. None of those positions are stars. If I told you about my track career, I went from being one of the stars in a football team and running track. I was a chump. I don't think I ever, in my freshman and sophomore year, ever came in anything. I never came in last. I was either second or third from last because I spent most of my time bitching and complaining because I didn't want to run distance. I did not know that Coach Mitchell had a plan that he was graduating his juniors and seniors and preparing them for college, and everyone else had to run their race and be patient. And the first time that I hit the track at Ashland College and set an indoor track record, he dropped me from the mile and made me run the 800, which at that time I was running a 201, 205 or something like that, and I was a sprinter. And I decided that one day I was going to quit complaining and I was going to start winning because I came from a winning environment. And, it's just like I tell everyone else, in order to get something done, the first thing you got to do is show up.
Mm-hmm.
And then be intentional. And that's what I did. It's like, I don't care if you're the star, when they're throwing rocks at us for something, they say they hit you first. I'm going to hide behind you.
That's right.
That's all you got to worry about. Are you big enough to hide the rock?
That's how we did in the hood. You already know. But I want to say this too, and it was related to what you had said, Kevin. Gene and I have been at events for vendors, and we go in there. We don't want nothing, all right, but we leave out of there. We spent $300-400. It happened.
We are bad at that, very bad at that, or
We don't
good at
want
that.
none
I'm
of
not sure
that.
which one.
We're
It's called
supporting
support.
because these people are just out there. Because there was a couple of them, Gene, where they said, okay, well, you Greg, you can have this. I'm like, no, don't do that.
Mm-hmm.
Don't do that. Let me pay for that. I give you another example. There's a lady, Tree. Yeah, most definitely. Tree, she has a great drink. And I was bored. Matter of fact, it was at the same day that I saw Gina at an event. I went and said, okay. Gina said bye. She went to go get some rest. I said, okay, me too. But I drove around, and I saw this event with this basketball star. I love basketball. So went out there. It was hot. I'm looking for something to drink. Nobody had anything to drink but this one table with Tree's sweet drinks. So went over there, and I tasted it. It was Purple Rain, it's called. I tasted it. It was the best.
Damn good.
Man, it was so good. And I told her, look, man, how are you guys marketing this? I just wanted to help. And they said they was doing this, doing that. We go to I said, look, I start calling people over. I said, hey man, look, y'all gotta taste this. And they said, well, I ain't got no. I said, no, don't worry about it. Taste it. They tasted. They said, this is good. I said, you want another one? Give them another one. Call your friends. Tell your friends to come over here. I think I had $300 in my pocket. Spent all of that. Then I said, okay, do you guys do Cash App? She said, yeah. Bring some other people over. I told her, I said, you got to look, everybody here, create something that's going to make people come to you, and then just let them do it. Word of mouth is going to drive it. I think I was out of $5 that day, just buying people drinks. The treatment. It's like I said, value what you do, value your work.
She made a believer out of her about her.
I understand people don't know who you are. They don't know anything. Okay, and that's why the whole thing, when I started doing Dope Living, period, the motto of this was taking small steps, leaving huge footprints. And again, and I could play the little video I made for it, but
that should be on the shirt.
What? Hey,
that should be on the shirt.
I got you. Matter of fact, you know what? Here, let me show you something real quick. I gotta do it, Gina. I gotta do it. He's new. So I did this because
he ain't gonna be new for long.
No, I'll be new all day long.
2 days.
I
2 days,
I will tell you, one of my biggest strengths, I can negotiate like no other person.
I try to be creative, Kevin. I try.
I'm no nonsense.
I sit here and I do things. So check this out real quick. Y'all bear with me. Looks like your video file doesn't have a video track. Okay, well, look. I did that.
All right, well, he did it.
I did do it, though, for real. But you got to it's taking small steps, leaving huge footprints to me. This is the way that I interpret it for my company. You walk in a room, nobody knows you. Nobody knows you at all. Those are those small steps. But by the time you leave, everybody is wanting to have a piece of you. They want a piece of you. Those are the huge footprints. You don't have to say a word. Everybody wants your business. They want to be a part of what you're doing. And I think that's what everybody needs to do. You go in there, you got a network. It's not mandatory that you give something away first, but that's the way business goes. Sometimes you got to give a little product away, blah, blah, blah. But you don't have to continuously do that. Once you give it away, people buy into what you're doing, then the huge footprints, everybody wants you because they see how you conduct business. They see how you network with people. They see the product, and they want to be a part of that product. So small steps, huge footprints. That's my moniker.
I like that. I would wear that shirt.
It's coming. I got a lot of different designs coming up. I hate the fact that I have to talk to somebody about it to get those designs, but let's play one more real quick. Spoken word. I'm trying to figure out which one I want to play. Let me do Poetry Soul Child, since he was supposed to be coming on here so many times. Let me cue him up real quick. I think it's called Grown Folks Business. You all check this out. We'll be right back.
Need is one kiss, two lips, so we can make it happen, maybe. Say all I need is one kiss, two lips, so we can make it happen, maybe. Say all I need is one kiss, two lips, so we can make it happen, baby. Say all I need is one kiss, two lips, so we can make it happen, baby. 'Cause I just wanna be with you, proud with you, down with you, proud with you forever, baby. 'Cause I just wanna deal with you, walk with you, talk with you, love with you forever, baby. 'Cause all I need is one kiss, two lips, so we can make it happen, baby. Say all I need is one kiss, two lips, so we can make it happen, baby. Say all I need is one kiss, two lips, so we can make it happen, baby. Say all I need is one kiss, two lips, so we can make it happen, baby. 'Cause I just wanna know you, and love you. Say I just wanna know you, love you. I wanna love you the way you wanna love me. 'Cause you're my queen and I'm your king. 'Cause you are the one who loves my heart. You are the one who holds my hand. You are the air that I breathe. You are the poetry that I write. You are the songs that I sing. You are the prayers that I pray. You are the one that I respect. You are the one that I care about. You are the one that I have faith in. You are the one that I trust. And you are the one that I love. And I thank God for the woman that you are. Because you've accepted me for who I am. By giving your life, your love, and your all. And that's why I love you. So let's make our love last forever. In Jesus' name. Until death break us apart. Knowing that we have true, genuine love. Always and forever. So this is why I want to love you. Yeah. All I need is one kiss, two lips, so we can make it happen, baby. Say all I need is one kiss, two lips, so we can make it happen, baby. Say all I need is one kiss, two lips, so we can make it happen, baby.
Wow.
Oh,
You
that
ready?
that takes me back to our old days singing in the garage or whatever. That's all right.
Yeah.
All I need is one kiss, two
So
lips.
he does music,
He sings
poetry, and spoken word, right?
and spoken word, and his music being played on the radio too. And
Yeah, I remember the day he tried to get on. You played an interview that he did.
yeah, he's in Chicago getting interviewed, doing all of that stuff. And I think as we continue this spoken word, we didn't get anybody today, but that's fine. I didn't push it. I don't even think I sent it to them. What we want to do is we want to bring it back. We want to bring the spoken word back.
A movement. That's what it is. A movement.
A movement so that they can have the mainstream as well. Hip hop, R&B, not R&B, but hip hop, rap has it's going to be here. It's here to stay. But now it's becoming repetitious, in my opinion. Everybody sounds the same.
It's commercial.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Just like
Same
anything.
message. Same everything.
But if you think about our culture, music, it always evolves. I mean, all of our music has evolved from one to step to the other. This is the next. I think the next evolution is going to be some kind of mixture with hip hop and spoken word. I don't know how it's going to work out. It may be something even on the rhythm and blues side, you know.
Yeah, I think it's going to go back to what original soul music is about, because you remember music always talked about the times when rap first came about. It talked about what was going on in the neighborhoods, in the streets, and whatever.
Yeah, yeah,
And what has
that's true.
happened is because of profit, they start producing
It's
noise
watered down.
and called it music for profit. And it used to be, you go back and you listen to the OJs, the Temptations,
Earth, Wind,
Little
and
Richard,
Fire.
whatever, Earth, Wind, and Fire. It was all talking about what was going on, talking about the war, talking about when we went through the process of just getting to know a girl. Remember
Fun.
we talked about the zodiac signs and how they, and all
Having
that.
fun.
Yep, and having fun. Our music just is sound. It doesn't serve a purpose. It
Well,
doesn't create a movement.
I can remember I was talking to my wife the other day, and I was in this not in Walgreens, but it was it was one of those spots where they had the check cash and stuff going on, and they had this music playing overhead, and it was getting on my last nerve. It was all auto tune. Every song sounded like the last one. I thought it was just one big long song, and then I said, "Where y'all getting this from?" Said some kind of music train. And I thought it was just one big long song, same artist. It was 15 songs. Every single one of them sound the same.
Wow.
Yeah, there's a big change. But if you look back at last week's forum,
yeah,
I'm telling you, last week those spoken word artists put WAP to shame. They put WAP to shame.
They made the internet sweat, without a doubt.
He said make the internet sweat.
Mm-hmm.
Man, we got to do this again. Well, we will be doing it again next Wednesday, all right? But we got to put together a nice little. I don't want to say that when we do Dope Living TV Live, we have a variety of subjects. We don't know everything. We don't know everything, but we can only tell you guys what we know. What we've gone through, what we know. Understand everybody on here is as truthful as necessary. I mean, we're transparent, and we're not going to tell you all of our life, of course, but we're going to tell you what you need to hear so that you can at least have a template where you can start, especially if you're young. We want to inspire you. We want to educate you. We want to entertain you, and that's what we do here. Maurice, we got to get out of here, man. Give us something to go on.
Well, let me tell you, I always tell you, like Donnie Simpson always said, shoot for the moon, no matter how far you go. If you miss, that's fine. You'll be amongst the stars.
Yeah, Donnie Simpson was corny to me, but that was good, dude.
Yeah. It was not corny. That's true. I mean, I actually thought that was. I mean, to me, it's something that if somebody's out there and they're looking for something to shoot for, like my daddy used to say, no is only a word.
I wouldn't diminish what you're saying. I'm just saying, Donnie Simpson. I met him one time, and Mr. Green Eyes thought he was Mr. Green Eyes. So it's another story.
Hey, we got 2 more minutes. You could elaborate just a little
no,
bit.
Kevin, go ahead. Go ahead, Kevin. Give us something to go on, bro.
I'm going to take, and this is going to be corny. I'm going to take Bruce Lee. Life is like water. Put your finger in it, and just a ripple. You decide on which wave to ride.
All right. Hey, Gina, what you got corny?
You got corny.
I don't know if it's corny, but it's real.
It's real.
You can do anything you want to do. If you want to be an entrepreneur, be an entrepreneur. Whatever you want to do. And look, if you don't know how to do it, get around people who do. I know a lot of people I work with that they fake the funk. They just fake the funk. But they're where they need to be and where they are because they surrounded themselves with people who knew. So get out there and move forward. Move those feet.
Absolutely. And
I thought you were going to tell them to read a book. I was going for that.
Read a book too.
Read a damn book. Get some.
Hey, you
Yeah,
know my.
Chris Rock said,
Hey,
if you want to keep your money,
since we're a
brick in
black
the
forum,
house.
you know my
Put your
grandfather
money
used
in
to
the
say. He says the best way to keep a secret from a black person, put it in a book.
That's what I just said. If you want to keep your money, keep when people break in your house,
Put it in a
put your
book.
money in a book.
You know what? We didn't talk about this, but I have to say, I watched Janet Jackson's documentary, and to see her riding around Gary in a Ford just blew my mind. I'm like, Janet, really? You riding around Gary in a Ford?
Watch it, girl.
It's really worth watching. There were a lot of things that I did not know about her. And that documentary, it taught me a lot about her. I didn't know those things.
Better watch it.
I'm going to give you a little tidbit. When she was in Madison Square Garden, the way she used to call those guys up, I was training a person that was a producer at HBO. She had picked me to go up on stage and sit in that chair, and the lady would not let me go up there because I was a guest. They wanted someone to pick on the audience. And I'm going. I watched that the other night and going, that would have been me in that chair. Okay. Okay.
I would have rather been the one to snatch this.
No, I'm gonna tell you.
Hey,
they
Timberlake
let me
called
sit
some
in
foul for
that chair. My life would have been totally different. Okay, because I'm gonna tell you, Jackson would have been a Macklemore when I was done.
Oh wow!
Janet,
only if you did drugs, Kevin. Only if you did drugs.
I had to straighten her out. I had to straighten her out.
Hey, remember what we was talking about the other day about just that right there?
Yep.
You know what you was getting into when you got into it, so don't be surprised when the same thing happens. You know, hey, she's a drug addict.
I didn't know she was a drug addict.
But
no, she was not a drug addict, but all the men she married were drug addicts.
Brenda says, "Oh Lord." But look, guys, we gotta get out of here. I just want to leave you with this, man. Look, Gina touched on it. Kevin touched on it. Chris is out here too. What's up, Chris?
Hey, Chris.
Hey, superstar. What's up?
Make sure you network. Networking is important. All right. You don't have to.
Very.
You don't have to be in anyone's face begging. Just show what you got, give it to them, and let them check it out for themselves. All right. But always stay true to yourself, and
true that.
Don't undervalue your worth. Make sure that if you think you're worth, and Kevin, you said it right, because I did some public speaking as well. And if you want me, this is what it's going to cost you. If you don't want to pay it, I'm cool. It's a big country, okay? So it is what it is. But don't please, people, as you start businesses, don't undervalue your business. Just because there's mom and pop stores out there and they say, yeah, we want to do this, we want to do that, all right? I can't do it. I'm sorry. I'm nothing against the mom and pop stores. I'll support you as far as you can come on here all day long, but what is $300 going to do for what I'm trying to get to? You know what I mean? It just doesn't work for me, but people say money is money. No, we have a goal to get to, and I'm not going to diminish my dream and my journey just to get a couple of dollars in my pocket. It's not about that. It's about me showcasing what I have inside of me and hoping that you guys love it. And that's what we do here at DopelivenTV Live. And there's a bunch of different personalities here that have a bunch of knowledge, and it all comes together. We can help, but you got to want to be helped. And if you don't want to be helped, it's cool. Watch us for entertainment. But we also, like I said, are here to enlighten you, inform, and entertain. So that's all I got. Chris, you want to say something real quick?
I just want to say hey to everybody.
What's going on, Chris?
Hey, Chris. You ready for that birthday, Chris?
Yeah, he got it chicken up now.
I got a lot of stuff. We'll talk about that off air.
Which is where we're getting ready to go right now, off air. Okay, it's DopelivenTV Live. We'll be here tomorrow. I love my segues. We'll be here tomorrow. And
what are we doing tomorrow? TikTok?
No, we have 2 guests coming on tomorrow.
Next
Valerie. Valerie Davis and Taki Davis.
Next week, we're going to go Bucky, though, man. We're going to have some radio personalities on here, some old school radio personalities that have been, they've been so instrumental. Huh?
You getting Victor on?
Victor come on. I'm going to get Victor on. I'm going to get Al Greer on. I'm going to get Dinah Lynn to come through here and talk about her journey with her radio station. Howard McGee, Crazy Howard McGee said he's going to come on. Marcus,
Crazy.
it's a lot of people. But we got to go we got to go get out of here. DopelivenTV Live. We will see you guys tomorrow. All right.
Peace.